Alrighty, traders. Hello, everyone. John Howell here. Let's get ready for another amazing week moving forward. We're going to be looking at all the markets right now. And I'll be looking at probably a lot of stocks as well too, a lot of different stocks in the markets. The big thing that I'm seeing right now, guys, a bit of a blatant statement here, is that even though we've been going up in the Nasdaq and the tech stocks, which is, we're probably going to get a really good pullback out of that one there, the market's not as strong as we think it is yet. And I will share with you what I'm seeing right now, and I'll be going through a lot of different stocks as well too in today's update. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. So before I get started into it, guys, I am running a bit of a marketing test where you can actually get 30-day risk-free trial to my top coaching program. I'm so confident that I'm going to allow you to try it out for 30 days risk-free. So that very first link in the description, click on that and you can go try it all out for 30 days. And if you think I'm full of crap, just let me know and you'll never be billed. So let's actually go through the actual markets today. So I'll start off with the S&P 500 and then we'll continue from moving forward from there. So the big thing that I'm seeing right now when it comes to the S&P 500, right, is this. One thing that I'm noticing through here is that even though we're going up here, right? So see, I've actually squeezed up my overall the actual chart here itself, right? So I've squeezed it up through here. Look at this through here, right? So if I'm looking at sort of the strength in the moves, sort of this overall strength here, if I see, notice how the moving average is quite strong there. Notice how we've got a very strong moving average through there and a little bit of a strong moving average through there, right? So see the angle of the moving averages through there. See how they're actually quite strong. So you get these strong moving averages, and obviously you get bull markets and you get bear markets and so on and so forth. But when I'm looking at the S&P 500 as it is right now, I'm noticing that we're getting this type of see how it's actually very, like we've got if you look at this here, right, you have a strong moving average going up and then you have sort of a weaker moving average. That sort of see the moving average is like that angle there. So what that tells me is that even though we're going up and we could still have a little bit more move to the upside, well, actually, I take that back, because if on the short-term level anyway, guys, you can see what's happening here right now on the S&P, right? The S&P's right at this level through here is indeed quite a strong resistance level. So we can see that that's what's going on through there, right? So we had a bit of a move to the upside, but the overall strength here is the overall move is not strong yet, right? We're not getting a strong move yet. And so what that tells me is that even though we're starting to see this nice move up, there's not a lot of strength in these moves, right? Once again, you can see how, see how that's a very strong upward trend. It's a very strong upward trend. And again, notice the moving average through here. When the moving average does something like that, you start to get a warning sign that maybe, and this obviously can change, right? This obviously can change. And yes, I still do see we're probably likely to make all-time new highs by the end of this year, right? That's the overall picture, right? That's 6 months away. We could have one really good month and the thing makes new highs, right? So, because I do have a trailer video on my YouTube channel, which I talk about where I see gold having a big breakout, the C2500, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But also S&P 500 new highs coming, right? Now that's that's over the next 6 months. But for the next couple of days, maybe the next week or so, or then for the next couple of days, I'm talking about short-term technical analysis here, and that's what I'm applying to here, okay? So there are two different things here. So this short-term TA on the S&P, we can see we're actually right at that resistance level there. So we're not getting as strong move up as we're talking about there. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by here on the moving averages. With my private clients, and again, that link in the description there, guys, the very first link in the description there, click on that, you can get a 30-day risk-free trial. But this is one of the things that I look for in a really good trading setup, right? For me personally, I'm always looking for, I've got 4 rules, And my second rule is based on the moving average, and it's always better to have a strong moving average, right? Because if we've got a strong moving average, it just gives you a much better chance when you're obviously trading against that or trading with that moving average. Makes sense? So that's what I'm seeing through there. But if I give you an example of what the moving average, right? Let's look at soybeans here for a minute, all right? And I want to share this with you to show you what I'm talking about here and why this could be a bit of a warning sign in the marketplace. So I'm going to bring up the moving average here again. This is soybeans. And the reason I bring up soybeans is because this is a beautiful example of what I'm trying to demonstrate with what the moving average can tell us. Right? So see what I'm doing here, guys? I'm looking at the really big picture. And this is like advanced techniques that I use myself to see where is the overall momentum in the market. Do we have strong momentum in markets? Or could there possibly, obviously no one knows definitely what's going to happen, right? We just got to always be alert of what could possibly happen in the markets, right? That's all we're doing. Just having a good alert of and using these tools to give us some guidance, right? So for me personally, I'm just saying what's going on here. And so if I draw a moving average, right? Or if I actually, you know what, let me see if I can bring this up here. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just bring this up here, right? So, see that moving average, see how strong that moving average is? Let me actually bring this up through to here, right? So now I'm going to bring some, again, see, notice how strong that overall moving average was from there to there, right? And then we actually and then we create another one. And again, notice how strong it was from there to there, right? It was actually a little bit stronger. Now, this is actually a bit of a I'm going to go into a bit of a teaching mode here right now, guys, for you. But if we have a look at soybeans here and talking about momentum, notice these points through here, right? Notice how we actually had the moving average was strong. Notice how the moving average started to flatten out. Notice that point through there, right? So if I create a parallel trend line, notice how the moving average start to flatten out. See how it actually started to slightly flatten out, or maybe slightly even go down a bit. What does that mean, right? If you're looking at the markets and the market does that, where it's strong up, but the moving average starts to flatten out, there's a good chance that if you're trying to get in on that move and the moving average is doing this, that it's actually come to the end of the overall move and it just needs a bit of a resting phase before we actually start to see a move up, right? It can give you a bit of a warning sign. And as you can see right here, right, we have this strong moving average coming up. See that strong moving average, right? Strong moving average coming up. But look what happened. We went up. So notice here that the market goes up, and then the moving average starts to do something like this. What does that mean? It means, I call this slowing, right? If this is a strong momentum, we're starting to slow down here. This is the worst time. Right here is the worst time to try to go long this stock. Again, we're talking about on a trading basis, a long-term investing. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about just trading techniques. It's the worst time to go long. Why? Because it's saying that the overall move is slowing down, and we could quite possibly start to see something like that happen. And look at this through here, right? Up. We started to slow on the moving average, right? Slow down, meaning we're strong up, and now it's actually just slowing down. And then look what happened. We end up having this downward move. So the purpose of me bringing that up is that when I notice, look at this here, strong leg up, strong leg up, strong leg up. If I now create another trend line and I'm going to draw over the moving average, again, this is a 52 moving average on the daily chart, and you can use this on any time frame. Notice that point through there, right? Notice that's the overall moving average. Now, I'm going to create a parallel trend line, and I'm going to make that color. Let's make you purple or pink, right? And notice the difference in the angles, right? See how that's much weaker. That's a much more weaker move up. Again, guys, is it okay if I go advance on you here for a bit? Okay. You may have to watch this a few times here, but I'm trying to teach you guys what I'm trying to share with you about the S&P 500, which is giving me warning signs on the short-term level anyway, okay? Not a month from now or 2 months from now. Who cares? Who knows what's going to happen then? But I'm talking about like right now. So we can see we've had that level. Look at that there. See how much weaker this leg was coming. So even though this market was going up, I was actually saying to my private clients, this is actually very weak to the upside, and we could be getting ready for a move on the downside because it's very weak on the upside. This is really advanced stuff, guys. And again, if you really like this sort of stuff, then make sure you grab access to that 30-day risk-free trial link in the description there, because this is the stuff that I talk about every single week, especially on my private coaching calls, right? And look at this here. Notice how much weaker that is. Now, what does it actually mean? It means there's no strength here. There was a lot of strength through here, a lot of strength through here, a lot of strength through here, especially on what? The first leg up. We're not talking about these bits through here where it's already been going up and then it slows down, up and slows down. Look at this here. It went up, but notice how much weaker that angle was, right? Because again, what is it? That's strong, that's weak, right? So that was telling me that even though if we have a look at this overall move up, this overall move, and if I take everything off the screen now, this overall move was what? Really, it was one big ascending triangle pattern. Now, how come this broke to the downside? What was the warning sign to say? The textbook would say, and people who just read textbooks would say, this is likely to break up. And I was saying to my private clients, no, this is actually likely to break down from here, right? This is actually likely to break down from here. And that's what we're looking at from there. So we can see that that's what's going on right now on that through there. So if I go back to my S&P 500 chart now, you can see what I'm looking at once again, right? We can see the angles of that. So that's why it's just a bit of a warning sign, guys. And again, this just also helps you understand too that if you're about to get into a trading opportunity and you see that this overall move here is so much like this move up the overall move up has been very, very weak compared to the last few moves. This actually gives you a bit of a warning sign that something's not quite right here. Even though my trailer video says all-time new highs for S&P, short term over the next couple of weeks, we may be getting ready for a bit of a pullback because the moving average is not strong yet. Now, again, that can change. We can start to move up to the upside and we can start to get a strong moving average, okay? Now let's go look at the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq has indeed definitely been we had a very, 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 very good, strong move to the Nasdaq. Now, what's happening with the Nasdaq right now is that we're getting just a little bit too far away from the moving average, right? So the first technique that I use with the moving average is the overall angle, right? Is the overall angle of the moving average. That gives me a bit of a gauge on where is momentum in the markets here. Do we have a strong momentum here, or is it just, even though we're going up, is it called I call it like winning ugly, right? So it's slowly going up and then it rolls over. So if I'm looking at this here right now, notice how the last few times we got above the moving average, that was the maximum distance away. Right, that was the maximum distance away. Now I'm going to use this one here. That was the maximum distance away from there to the moving average, right? See that through there? And if I create another parallel trend line, notice how that was the maximum distance away. So it seems like even this point through there and even this point through here, right? It seems like that once we start to get this maximum distance away, we start to get to a bit of an oversold level. And then we possibly could see a bit of a pullback. Again, not a change in trend, not a complete crash, but a complete change in trend, just a bit of a pullback. So if I create a parallel trend line and I draw it where we are right now, notice where we are right now, right? We're almost to what? Getting to the point where we're too far away from the moving average now, and we've done some price. Now again, this can actually keep going and going and going, right? So you never want to short this market, but it gives you a bit of a warning sign that, okay, we could quite possibly be getting a bit of a pullback here soon. And if I look at my other trend lines, which is this one right here, notice how on the Nasdaq, we're actually getting a whole bunch of support level through there, a whole bunch of support and resistance, and we're at that level right now. So we could be getting ready for some form of a pullback. Now, again, we are making strong low and a strong higher low. So this could, or if this does pull back, we could just get a pullback like this through here, and then maybe away we go again and create another higher low, okay? So I wouldn't be fighting that too much if we're looking at that through there. Let's go look at the Dow Jones now. And on the Dow Jones, we really are, it's actually pretty stuck right here on the Dow Jones. So we're really not in anywhere. We're not in any man's land, right? And as you can see, look at this here, where there's no trend here, so there's no higher lows or lower highs, and the moving average. See the moving average See how it's just flat, slightly down? So this is the strong moving average up, strong moving average up. Again, see how we actually started to slow through there? Right? This, again, advanced technique here, guys. You may want to watch this bit a few times because I'm really going advanced on you here for a bit. But you can see, look at here, strong. Oh, it's slowing. Oh, look at this. Even though we're going up, look at the moving average. We're starting to slow down, aren't we? And then look what happened. We reversed. This was the warning sign to say something's not right. We went from strong to started to slow down. Again, remember, if a market does that, it's strong. But if the market does that, it's strong. And then suddenly we start to do something like that on the moving average. Guess what? Guess what does that mean? It's slowing down. And a lot of the times, you'll get something like that. Right? You may get even a 50% retracement of the move, right, to get the pullback, and then away we go again. Or it could be complete change of trend, right? So, man, I'm going advanced on you here, guys. So we can see through here, right, on this low level 3, we have support. And again, we're still squeezing up into this overall pattern through here, right? And we're starting to see what's going on through here when it comes to, when it comes to this resistance. So what's going to happen here, right? Because again, like, even though I'm bullish, these markets, that's my thinking, right? That's my thinking. But if we do start to see a bit of a turnaround on the Dow Jones and we start to break this level through here, right? Which is just that low level. If I zoom in a bit more, if we close here, what would that mean? Okay, let's just look at the if scenarios here, okay? If we do this, then we'll probably say away we go, okay? That's the if scenarios. So if we do, again, because no one definitely knows, so we need to just keep a load of what certain things mean. If we do something like this and the market comes back down like that, and then we come back down like that, what would that mean? Oh, high and a lower high. Now breaking this low, which is also a low through here. See all that resistance, also that support, and then now what becomes resistance through there, right? Support and becomes a resistance. And then guess what? Now it finds a lot of support through here. If indeed we start to get something like that, like a bit of a breakdown, what would that mean? That would mean we're now breaking down. And now if we do get a bit of a rally up, it's likely to be resistance. And then we actually could then see a move on the downside. I know. I've been calling bullish and the market has gone up, right? Especially on the Nasdaq, the market has gone up. Now we've actually gone up. We're starting to get a lot more people swaying, right? Swaying towards the bullish side in these markets. So a few weeks ago, I was saying, you guys are negative, so I'm going to be bullish. Now, guess what? I'm starting to flip it around on its head and say, you know what, guys? I think you guys just are getting just a little bit too greedy, right? So we're not at the over extreme, like extreme greed through here. So if I look at the fear and greed index, this is the fear and greed index here. Okay, you can actually see where we're at right now. We're getting to the greed point right now. So when I was saying that we're probably going to see a move to the upside, you can see where we were down here, right? It was like down, negative, and now we're starting to get almost to the extreme. We're not the extreme greed yet, but we're getting there, right? And so that tells me that we may have a little bit more upside initially, but I think there's going to be a big, strong pullback that's inevitably going to do what? Inevitably, we're probably going to get another one of these dips, right? See how the market, we get to these points up here, and we may get another bit of a spike here, right? To get it into the extreme greed. And then inevitably what happens, right? We actually start to see a move down, and we start to get to this, when we start to get to this point here, this is now fear. This is this below here, this below the 25 is extreme fear. So we could actually quite possibly actually get that, right? Get a move up and then get a pullback, right? In the stock market, especially on the tech stocks, which I'm going to get to in just a minute, and then we actually could see a move from there, right? So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys, when it comes to that itself. I do want to share with you a few tech stocks or a few stocks that I'm looking at, and I will get to that. But let me actually just get to the mining sector first, guys. The mining stocks and the mining sector first. and silver and gold, and then I'll get to some stocks as well too. And again, guys, you should be able to, I think I've actually marked it on this video here, so you can fast forward or whatever you want to do with it from there. So let's actually look at the GDX, right? So looking at the GDX, what do we see through here? We're still seeing that this actually could just be some sort of strong higher low. So yeah, we've got a higher low through here. So this actually could just be another higher low before we actually start to break up. The big key level for me is if I bring on my trend lines, right? Bring on my trend lines. Right now, if I look at this support and resistance line, right? If I'm looking at that level, that whole level through there is indeed a massive support level. Do you see it through there? Right? So see how we got a lot of resistance and resistance all back through here. We had a bit of support through there. Notice how we actually had a lot of support through here, a lot of resistance, and we actually bounced off that level right there. So that's actually a pretty strong level, right? Now, if we broke that level, we broke 30 on the GDX this week, then that would be actually very dangerous, right? But this could just be getting ready to have another move to the upside, right? Because we could be getting up, down, higher, low, up, down, higher, low, up. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing right now on the GDX through there. That's actually what I'm seeing from there. Let's actually look at the GDXJ. And again, same sort of thing on the GDXJ. What's happening here, right? Low, higher low. This could just be some form of a higher low. If I bring on the that purple line there, guys, by the way, is my break-even level. If you guys are wondering what this line is, that's actually my break-even level. I've been buying the GDX for the last few years. So my break-even, so that means I'm up on the mining sector. People are like, how's your mining sector going? I'm like, good. My break-even level is $30. So, but if I have a look at this level through here, right, I can actually see that possibly through there. Now, what I'm doing, guys, when I'm drawing my support and resistance levels, I'm trying to find where is the relevant areas for me. And possibly even just a slightly bit higher than that as well, right? Through there. See how it's in more like an area, right? So it'll be more like an area for me to be these two levels that I'll have to and maybe bring that down just a little bit more from there to there. Yeah, so somewhere through there, right? So see how it's more like an area for me. So we have this whole bunch of support and resistance back through here, all through there, all through there, all through here. See what I'm doing? I'm just going back to where there's a lot of where the market's really bounced off. So we're at that level right now. So if the GDXJ does not hold here and we start to see something like that, it's probably going to head back down to my break-even level. So that's what I'm noticing on the GDXJ from there, guys. Let's look at the SIL. SIL, guys. I'm just because I'm looking at this level, guys. And the mining sectors, the silver mining stocks, guys, are not looking strong at all. We're really not looking strong at all for when it comes to this level here. We're not getting like there's not a strong high low. So the silver mining stocks are quite weak. Let's go to the SILJ. Same sort of thing, guys. Like look at this here. We definitely did break up above. There was a definitely strong area of resistance around that level there in the past. We can also see, yeah, somewhere through there, I would say, because I'm connecting all this point back here in 2018, all point through there, all point through there. So that actually could be a really, really strong point to see what's happening here in this SILJ, right? So, oh, by the way, guys, if you'd like to learn more about the actual chart reading techniques that I use, like I see I'm using a lot of chart reading techniques about the moving averages and the distance away and the angles and the momentum and the highs and lows and so on and so forth. That's second link in the description, guys. I'm actually giving away free membership access to the trading course, or to a trading course. So, or to, yeah, to my trading course. And it really walks you through like the biggest mistakes you're making right now, chart reading techniques about what I teach about, what I'm teaching here as well, but goes in a lot more detail. I also talk to you about like things like price and time techniques. And there's a lot in there in that free trading course. That second link in the description there, guys. If you click on that, you can go get free access to that. Now, the very first video you do get is actually my trading strategy. So it's actually a bit of a welcome video. You say, okay, here's my actual trading strategy that I use when trading the markets there. So that's what I'm looking at there now when it comes to the SILJ. Let's go look at silver here for a minute. Let's actually squeeze right up. Silver is actually, we're getting a bit of a flattening of the moving average through here. That's okay. But look what silver's doing. Silver actually found a lot of support right through there. Found a lot of support through there. So I'm actually expecting to see good moves out of silver. I noticed that we definitely did have a lot of support and resistance all through there, that level there. Right, we almost got to that level right there, right? We almost got to there. So even if we did get a bit of a drop here, guys, even if we did get like a little bit of a drop from here down to here, down, and then find support, we actually could start to see possibly a move coming back to the upside, right? So we have a move up, a move down, a move up, a move down, and then a move back up again, right? So we can actually see that sort of flow from there. So I'm actually expecting to see, even if we do get a little bit more of a pullback, we're probably then like we're probably getting towards the low in the silver market before we start to see another leg to the upside. Especially when I'm looking at my Fibonacci levels, you can see from there to there, right? And if I zoom in a bit more now, you actually can see that that dotted line there is indeed my 50% Fibonacci level. So looking really, really, really strong through there. Let's go look at gold right now. So gold right now, guys, again, just very, 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 very strong through here. I'm expecting to see big moves out of gold. We're not getting a very strong move down right now, but we're getting a low, a higher low, and now another higher low. So gold to me, guys, is getting ready for a really, the gold and silver market to me looks like they're getting ready for another good leg to the upside. So you can see what happened here, right? Right, you can see how we actually got a bit of a pullback, and then it bounced up. Now we're getting a pullback. We're probably going to get a bit of a bounce through here, and then away we go with these with gold through there. Alrighty, traders. So let's go have a look at some stocks here. All right, so this is the market update completion of the video. Let's go look at some stocks and let's actually see what's going on here. So let's look at Apple first, and let's see what's going on here with Apple. Now, I'm going to put a blatant statement across here, guys. I'm expecting a really big pullback out of the tech sector right now. And obviously the start of this video, we talked about the Nasdaq being oversold. And we're getting a bit of a pullback. The tech sector, guys, is probably going to get a strong pullback as well too, right? So expect a really big pullback out of the tech sector. And the reason why is because we're very oversold, right? This market is very, very, very oversold, right? Because look what happens here. Whenever the market, right? How does the market work? We go to an extended point, right? When the market goes up, and we inevitably get what? A pullback. Even through here, right? Big move up. And then what? Big sharp pullback, right? We end up getting these pullbacks towards the moving average when we get too far away. So looking at that through there, look at Apple. Look what Apple's doing right now. Up, right? We can see how that's actually the high point from there to there on Apple. So Apple may have one last push to the upside, which will be probably a fake out, a false breakout, right? Something like that. And then guess what's going to happen? Something like that, right? We're probably going to get something like that. Probably a much bigger pullback. We need now we need a resting phase, okay? And so what's a resting phase? The reason why is because we've actually just been going up and up and up. And this is where a lot of people who don't understand this, what I just mentioned about the markets and how they work, they will say, "Oh, it's just getting heated up. Here we go. I better get on before I miss out." Right? And then guess what happens? We get the pullback, they get stopped out, and then the market goes for another move again. So the worst time to be getting into something is after it's actually gone up for a lot. We're probably going to what? Just get a pullback, and if this is going to be the start of something big, well, then we'll get a nice good pullback, and then we'll see this thing start to ricochet back to the upside, right? So there's actually some really good opportunities around these markets that could give you some good shorting opportunities, right? So the big one that I'm looking at right now, or actually I'm doing more than looking at, but that's for my private clients. Anyway, look what's happened with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is so high. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is about to see what? Pop, 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 down, down, down. What do you think? What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. But this trade here that I've actually... anyway, so the purpose of me saying this, guys, look at this here. This right now, especially NVIDIA is a massive, massive, massive what? A massive bubble in the market. A massive bubble in the market. And guess what's likely to happen? Right? Huge. Especially, look at this here. We have made what? We have done 200% move. Over 200% move in 5 months. Huge. Without any pullback. And this is the big key here, right? Look at this here. Up, sideways a little bit, and then back up again. Guess what's coming, right? We're going to get something like this. So we're going to get a pullback. We're going to get a sharp pullback into this level through here. And people that are aware of this can really take advantage of this and start to do really well from it, right? From bubble stocks. Because what happens when we start to see the market get into bubble territory and we get too far away from the moving average? Just saying, right? So that's the video there. Let's go have a look at, say, Netflix, NFLX. Right, so let's look at Netflix now. So we can see that Netflix, looking at this big overall sort of Netflix move, we do have a bit of a gap here. We are actually moving up from there. If I go to my weekly charts here, forget. Let's go to this chart here. Let's go back to the weekly charts. Yeah, it's not strong, is it? So I'm just looking at the support and resistance level through there, low, higher, low. We're starting to move up. If we go to this level through here, look at the moving average. We're just sort of flat, aren't we? So low, higher, low, and we had a big move up from there. So we're actually, yeah, there's actually around that 400 level is definitely an area of resistance through there. So I wouldn't be too surprised once again to see Netflix actually having a bit of a pullback from there. Let's go look at Adobe. So what's been happening with Adobe? Adobe had a really strong move up, like really strong moves to the upside. Once again, I'm noticing, see that level through there, right? See that when I say there, around the 450 level on Adobe. Look at all that support level through there, support and resistance. Look at where we are right now. So what's possibly going to come back soon, right? That level through there, and that's that resistance level through there. So we're possibly going to get something like that, and then maybe we get something like that, right? And then maybe we start to get, maybe the moving average coming up through there, and we actually start to see a new trend. But a bit of a pullback is likely to be under the way, guys. Looking at Adobe from there, let's go look at Microsoft. Let's have a look at good old Microsoft. Again, Microsoft has been doing what? Big, strong move to the upside. Really big, strong move to the upside. We're almost at that high point through there. So wouldn't be too surprised to see Microsoft actually get a little bit more of a push, right? Because the market does this, right? It might get a little bit of a push. Like, look, there we go, right? And then does that on you. Why? Because why? We've already been going up for quite some time. The worst thing to do is get in after it's gone up a lot. You want to get in after a what? A pullback in the market. So we've been seeing this thing low, higher, low. This is that. Look at it here, right? Low, higher, low, and then the market's moving up. We're probably going to get a move to the upside from that move there. But look what's happening right now. See how far we are away from the moving average now? Look how far away it is from the moving average. What does that mean? Well, you'll notice that, look at this here. The maximum distance away we normally get is something like that through there, in the past. The tech stocks are just really overvalued, guys. So high. That's the maximum distance away it got through there. That was roughly the same. Look, see how it's roughly the same as well too. Roughly the same through there. Roughly the same through there. Roughly the same, and then roughly the same, right? Look where we are right now. Whew. It's we're actually a lot further, aren't we? Look at this here. See, we're actually getting right now towards the maximum distance away from there, right? Same through there. That was actually the distance away. So now we're getting really oversold. So tech sector, guys, to me is about to get crushed. Now, not crushed, but just we're likely to see a pullback in these overall markets. And now let's actually finish off this update here, guys, with just a few other stocks. Actually, you know what? I'll go to Meta. I'll stick with the tech stocks, and then I'll get to Tesla as well too. Look at Meta, guys. Right? Look at Meta. See this overall tech sector? This tech sector is screaming massive pullback coming. Massive pullback coming, not crash. Right? Massive pullback coming. Look at all these tech stocks and how vertical they've been. All these tech stocks are in bubble territory. Look at this here with Meta. Straight up. This is massive bubble territory right now, guys. So don't be too surprised we see something like this here. This is screaming massive pullback coming. Right? Massive pullback coming. And those who are now, obviously this is a tech sector. That actually it's not, we're just talking about obviously tech sector here, right? Because the tech sector, as I'm showing you, all these are massively oversold, and all of these have been doing what? Straight up like this, right? Straight up like this. When a market ever does that and it just goes straight up for many months in a row, that's now getting into bubble territory. And what happens with bubbles, right? What does Harry Dent say? It looks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck. It's a duck, damn it. Right? Pullback. Now, I'm not expecting an overall big crash. No. Right? I'm not expecting, oh, here we go, down to $60 for Meta. Facebook, you're going to die. No. Right? No. Pullback. Right? Just a pullback. Now, what does that mean? That means we could just get maybe and potentially a bit of, a 50% retracement, right? A 50% retracement over the next, say, couple of months, as the market cools down, is actually a very strong, high possibility, right? If we start to look at some of these other time frames. Anyway, I'm now going into analyze mode. So that's what I'm seeing through there. And now I'm going to finish off, guys, with Tesla, right? Look at Tesla through here. Tesla is having a move up from here. We're still overall sideways. The big thing we're noticing with Tesla is that, one, we're actually at that strong, it's actually that point through there. And we also do have a little bit of a point through there as well too. So we're actually getting to, yeah. We're actually getting to, we're getting to, yeah. All right, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, okay. So that'll actually definitely be a point through there, right? So that point, support level where we are right now. One thing I'm seeing when it comes to Tesla is that if we do get a little bit more move to the upside, we do have a little bit of resistance through there. So Tesla, to me, guys, right now, if we're going to do something, like we may get a little bit more upside from here, like we may get something like that. But if this is going to be the start of a big move, then we're possibly going to see a move come down like that, get a higher low first, and then away we go. We're not just going to go straight like that, or there's a high probability of that anyway. If I bring up some trend lines, all right, that what's happened with the overall move, that's what the overall move has actually done there, right? So you can see here that even on this trend line here, that if we get this little point through here, if we're going to start to see a big move up with Tesla, we may see a little bit more upward move from here, which also goes inside with that resistance over there. What you want to see is a pullback to 50% and then a big break up. If we get something like that and a break above 250, we're probably going to race to new highs in the market. So there we go, traders. Hope this helped you out. Make sure you guys, that very first link in the description, click on that. I'm giving away a 30-day risk-free trial to my Inner Circle coaching program. Go do that right now, guys. And also, guys, when you go over in that very first link in the description, when you do put your email address in to actually get access to the 30-day risk-free trial, I'm also going to be giving you a video. You'll also be able to watch a video, and I'll walk you through my trading system and how I actually trade the markets as well too. So have a great day, guys.